Okay, picture this. The kids are finally asleep, the house is quiet, maybe too quiet. And you're sitting there, on the couch next to your spouse, maybe scrolling your phone. And there's this unspoken thing in the air. That question of who even are we now? After all the chaos, the beautiful chaos of kids came along, that little ache of feeling disconnected. Maybe you feel like you've drifted apart a bit. Does any of that ring a bell?
Oh, definitely. It's such a common moment, isn't it?
Hmm.
Especially for couples who are right in the thick of it with young children. I mean, the sheer demands on your time, your energy,
Yeah.
even who you are, it feels huge. It could really reshape the whole dynamic you had before.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why we're here today. You're welcome to our engaging conversations segment on Healthy Relationship Plug. Today, we really want to get into how to, rekindle that intimacy, that closeness in marriage, especially when those big life changes like having kids feel like they're pulling you apart.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
We're going to look at this incredibly honest story from a husband who was right there. He felt a real loss of attraction after his wife had their children. And the journey he took, it was surprising, really heartfelt, finding his way back, not just to his wife, but to their connection. So we hope this conversation offers some, practical, real insights for any couple wanting to intentionally choose each other day after day through all life's changes.
It's a really brave thing to admit, what he admitted. It touches on something a lot of people probably feel, but maybe are too ashamed or afraid
Yeah.
to actually say out loud. We just don't talk about this stuff openly enough, do we?
No, we really don't. So let's just jump right in there with his confession. He starts by saying something he never ever thought he'd feel, let alone admit, that he wasn't attracted to his wife anymore. He says, not Laura, the woman I chased with everything 7 years ago, the one whose smile lit up my world, whose body drove me wild. He talks about how they used to be that couple, always holding hands, laughing all the time, adventurous.
Yeah, full of life.
Exactly. Confident, stylish. But then he says, after their second child arrived, everything changed.
Wow, that's a really stark contrast he paints, isn't it? Almost painful. He describes her now as tired, always tired. Says her eyes don't shine anymore, always in her wrapper, hair messy, snapping,
Mm-hmm.
even at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't hold back on the physical details, either the weight gain, the stretch marks being more obvious, the effects of breastfeeding, and just sheer exhaustion.
True.
It's blunt, but it really captures the reality for so many women postpartum.
And it wasn't only the physical side that chipped away at his attraction. For him, that emotional gap felt even bigger. He mentions how she just seems stuck in mom mode constantly. Their talks, basically just logistics, diapers, feeding times, school fees, the drill.
Yeah, the business of running a family.
Right. And the hardest thing for him, he admits, was when he tried to initiate anything romantic. She'd just sigh or pull back or say, "Can it wait? I'm exhausted."
Yeah.
That kind of rejection over and over, even if she didn't mean it that way, it can really crush your partner's spirit.
And this is such a key point because he does get it. He acknowledges the huge load she's carrying. He says, I get it, at least I try to. He lists it out. 2 toddlers under 5, no proper sleep in months, her body's trauma from childbirth twice. Postpartum struggles she didn't even voice.
He sees all that.
Yeah, he says, I know she's trying her best. He understands why on an intellectual level. But that makes his own struggle even harder. Knowing why she's tired, why things have changed, doesn't just magically fix how he feels inside.
Right. And that's what's so powerful about his honesty, because even understanding all that, he still had his own needs.
Yeah.
Needs that weren't being met. He asks, what about me? What about the part of me that still wants to feel desired, that misses the woman I married, that still has needs, emotional, physical, sexual, and this feeling of being unseen, of those needs just hanging there. It started leading him down a path that really scared him. He started noticing other women, not like he was looking, but finding his attention drawn to how they looked, how they dressed. He confesses, I never crossed the line, but I was flirting with danger in my heart, and I hated that. I mean, how do you square that deep empathy for your partner's struggle with your own very real desires for closeness and intimacy?
That really is the million-dollar question. It's a trap so many fall into. When those legitimate needs for connection, for desire, aren't met, even if it's unintentional, it creates this void. And that leaves you vulnerable. He loved his wife, clearly, but the desire wasn't there anymore, and he had no idea how to get it back. It's a very real place for partners to find themselves, stuck between love and, fading desire. Yeah. It's not about being malicious. It's about a fundamental human need for connection. Just feeling starved. And that internal flirting with the danger he talked about. Often that's a subconscious, almost desperate attempt to fill that emptiness.
Mm.
Even when you know it's wrong and you hate yourself for it, it just shows that desire isn't some light switch you can just flick on or off. It's tied so deeply into feeling seen and heard and valued in the relationship.
So what happened? What was the turning point for him? The moment that kind of broke through that stalemate and showed him a different way?
Well, for him, it happened one evening. He came home, found Laura crying on the kitchen floor, just broken down. He said she looked up at him, tears all over her face, and just said, "I don't even know who I am anymore." And he was just speechless.
Wow. And in that instant, something really shifted inside him, didn't it? He says he saw her. Not just his wife, not just the mother of his kids, but the woman. The person who had lost herself somewhere along the way. He remembered the girl who used to write poetry, wear red lipstick, and dance barefoot in our sitting room. And now she felt reduced to just mummy and wife.
That's such a huge shift in perspective, isn't it? Seeing the person behind the exhaustion, not just the changes.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And she put words to something so many mothers feel. I'm trying, but I feel invisible. I feel like a machine, like my only worth is tied to how much I give.
Oh, man.
And that, he said, just hit him hard. Because he realized he had stopped really seeing her, too. He'd been so wrapped up in what he wasn't getting, his own unmet needs, that he hadn't truly seen how much she'd given up, how much of herself she'd put aside just to keep the family going. That shift from seeing her as change to seeing her sacrifice, that's critical. It's not just about feeling sorry for her. It's a real cognitive, emotional change.
Yeah, understanding the cost. Exactly. When he grasped her sacrifices, his view changed. She wasn't different or less. She was more.
Yeah.
She was this hero who had poured herself out. And that allowed his feelings to shift from frustration to, like, renewed admiration, which is often the spark needed to rekindle desire. It's like finding this hidden treasure you didn't even know was buried right there.
And once that perspective changed, once he really saw her,
Yeah.
the rebuilding could start. He talks about it not just being that warm, fuzzy feeling of love, but the deliberate, intentional, I'll show up for you even when I don't feel like it's kind of love.
The active kind.
Yes, he started doing things. He planned a date, just them, no kids. Took her back to the restaurant from their first anniversary. It sounds simple, but how much difference can one date really make after all that time and distance?
Oh, it can be huge.
Yeah.
Because it's not really just about the food or the place. It's the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Her reaction at first, it tells you everything about how lost she felt. He said, at first, she was shy, nervous, said she felt out of place.
Wow. Out of place just being herself? Right.
Out of place being a woman, a wife, not just mom. But then, he said, when she laughed, like really laughed, he felt something click back into place for both of them. It was like reclaiming who they were together. It's about making that space where the roles fall away, even just for a bit so you can remember each other. It's a powerful way of saying, I choose us.
He also started telling her things daily, affirming her, even when he thought she didn't believe him. Things like, you're beautiful, I still want you, and this is key, I miss you, not just your body. He admits it wasn't like magic, didn't fix everything overnight, but it was honest. And slowly, things started to shift. Intimacy came back, not just physically, but in their friendship, how they talked, touching hands in the hallway for no reason. It really shows how physical closeness often follows emotional closeness, doesn't it? It's not just what you say, it's saying it consistently.
That's such a profound truth. Desire fades when connection gets lost, and connection grows when you intentionally work at it. This husband, his story, is a powerful wake-up call for any man, really, who might be feeling something similar. He says, if you're feeling like I did, you're not alone, but you're also not helpless. He really stresses that your wife isn't just different now. She's become more, not less.
More. I like that.
Yeah. She carried life. She's been stretched emotionally, physically, spiritually, in a way you can probably barely imagine.
So if you want that vibrant marriage, that alive connection, he says you have to stop looking for the old version of her. You need to start falling in love with the new version. The stronger, wiser, maybe sometimes tired, but still incredibly worthy woman she is now. And he gives some really practical, doable advice for men specifically, things you can do right now. What's the first one he suggests?
First, he says talk to her. Not about sex. Talk about her, how she's really doing, what she misses, what she dreams of. It goes back to seeing the whole person, not just the roles.
Right.
It's making that distinction between, the logistical chat about the kid's schedule and a real heart-level check-in about her inner world. So often after kids, couples just talk about the business of the family. This pushes past that. Engage with her heart, her mind, not just the to-do list.
That's a great distinction. What's the next practical step he offers?
Then he says, serve her. And this isn't just like helping out. It's taking initiative. Take over bedtime routines. Do the dishes without being asked. Give her actual space to just be herself again. Maybe an hour alone to read or exercise or just sit quietly. It's not just about lightening the load. It's a real, tangible way to show you appreciate her, you recognize her sacrifice.
Yeah, it's active appreciation.
Exactly. When she sees you actively trying to ease her burden, it rebuilds that sense of partnership, that appreciation that gets lost in the daily grind. It's like saying, I see you're exhausted and I want to help you get a piece of yourself back.
And this next one feels so crucial, but maybe easily skipped. Compliment her, even if she shrugs it off at first.
Yeah.
Why keep doing that, especially if it feels like it's not landing initially?
It's vital because that self-doubt, that feeling of invisibility she might have, can run really deep. She might not believe you right away because her own inner voice is telling her she's just tired or just a mom. But consistent, genuine affirmation starts to chip away at that negative narrative. It's like watering a plant that looks a bit wilted. You don't see results instantly, but you trust the process. Consistent care brings it back to life. And these compliments shouldn't just be about looks. Compliment her strength, her resilience, her kindness, her smarts. See all of her, not just the parts serving the family.
That's good. Seeing all of her. And then, of course, the classic advice. Date her again, no excuses. Make time for those moments of intentional connection, just the two of you. Laugh, flirt, remember who you were together before life got so complicated.
Definitely. And for Christian couples, he adds a really important spiritual layer. Pray for your heart. Ask God to open your eyes to see her with love, not just lust. This brings God into what can feel like just a human problem.
Yeah.
It's asking for God's perspective, his lens, to appreciate your spouse. Not just for that fleeting physical desire, but for the deeper lasting love that sees them through every change. It lifts the effort beyond just willpower, inviting grace to transform how you see her and reignite that holy kind of love.
What a powerful thought that our relationships are part of our spiritual walk, too.
Yeah.
The story finishes with such a beautiful insight from the husband. Lara isn't who she used to be, and truthfully, neither am I. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Marriage isn't about freezing in time. It's about choosing each other through all the changes, the growth, the new people you both become.
Exactly. And he says, by grace, he's learning to love the woman she's becoming. Because, as he puts it, that woman deserves it even more. It's just such a testimony to the power of intentional love and that willingness to truly see and appreciate and choose your spouse, not just for who they were, but who they are right now and who they're becoming. It really gives you hope, reminding us that every stage of marriage brings its own challenges, sure, but also its own chances for deeper, richer closeness.
So as we kind of bring this conversation to a close, maybe just a gentle reminder for all of us. Marriage isn't about staying the same. It's about consciously choosing, actively loving the person your spouse is becoming right now. Those challenges to intimacy, especially after kids arrive, they're common, so common. But they aren't roadblocks you can't get past. Real connection, it thrives when we make that intentional effort, when we decide to really see and serve and re-engage with that amazing person beside us.
Yeah, and if marriage truly is about choosing each other through all the changes, all the growth, through the new versions you both become, maybe the question to ask yourself today is, what deliberate choice will you make today to truly see, to serve, and to re-engage with the remarkable person standing right next to you?
That's definitely something for all of us to think about. And then, more importantly, to actually do something about. Maybe it is having that honest, maybe slightly scary conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's finally putting that date night on the calendar and making it happen, no matter what gets in the way. Or maybe it's something small but meaningful, like offering a genuine compliment that sees beyond the everyday roles. We really believe strong relationships are built on these intentional choices day by day, and we're here to walk that path alongside you. So please join us next time for more engaging conversations designed to help you nurture your most important connections.
Until then, keep choosing love, keep growing together, and keep building that healthy relationship.
You've been listening to our Engaging Conversations segment on Healthy Relationship Plug.